Greetings, weary travelers, come, warm yourself by the fire, and let us regale you with mighty tales, tales of adventure, tales of heroism, and of course, tales of Tamriel. I'm your host, Arkaniir, and I'm joined by two of my great co-hosts, starting with the man, the myth, the legend himself, giving him his status back, LotusOfDoom. How's it going, Lotus?
Much better. I haven't used a single potion in a normal dungeon this time, so I guess that's how I got my legend status back. I've got plenty of other failures, but at least I haven't squandered any potions.
There you go. Once you told those failures, we'll just take it back. It'll be
you will.
Fine.
It's fine. It'll be fine.
Also joining us, the voice you just heard laugh, the giggle queen herself, the joy of the show, HyperPixie Gaming. How's it going, Pixie?
Doing pretty good, but I gave away my cover. I could have done a surprise attack or something.
Too late. I feel like at this point you just can't. I don't think you've ever started a show without laughing before you get introduced. I don't think it exists.
Yeah.
Probably not. I can't help it. Like, Lotus is funny and you're funny, so I just have to laugh.
I would say that a career path in the Dark Brotherhood of Thieves Guild, probably not. Surprise attacks I would not put as one of your core skills.
I mean, at least... okay, I can be quiet for at least 9 seconds, we've discovered. I made it 9.
Yeah, true.
That's valid.
10
that's
is too much, but I can be quiet for 9 seconds, so as long as I kill them quickly, it's fine.
Yeah, you just have to spam Blade of Woe and hope that, you can hope that the synergy works within 10 seconds. And yeah, that'll be fine.
I can do this.
There you go. All right, we found a way for Pixie to actually complete those sneaky content in the game. Just do it under 9 seconds. That's
yeah. Everything needs to be recorded in 9-second bursts. That's it. Those are your only options. Then you can have Solemn Sober Pixie. That'll be your alternative name.
Solemn Sober Pixie and Soothing Summer Grotto.
Exact. See,
what is it with you and the S's?
I'm just an alliteration master, but with just a single consonant.
Last week we had a short show, and we warned that with all the things that were being revealed this week, the show would increase in duration. And we have a lot to talk about this week because the Blackwood Preview event did happen, and they dumped a lot of information within just 30 minutes. So we have all those to go through. But before we get to all that, I gotta give a shout out to our amazing Patreon supporters. As usual, as it is the first episode of a new month. And that is starting with our champions, as always, Zai, Mergy, and Solace Gaming. Actually, we should give a shout out to Solace as well, because they are with Pixie. They're about to start something great. I'm gonna let you do that in a bit, Pixie.
Yeah.
We also have our Knights, Jondar, SD, DLC. I just realized I never said SD's full name up until now. I just call him SD. Gerwolf 67 and the Dr. Saints as our most recent Knight of the DCN. He also just right off the bat subbed to us on Twitch too. And of course, all of our vanguards and the torchbearers and supporters on Twitch. Thank you all so very much. You guys keep the show going, rolling. And yeah, get us near that 300 episode mark. We are at 268. So we are slowly climbing the ladder to having a 300 episode milestone. Goodness me. Yes. We gotta plan some massive party for that in advance, like in 3 months advance.
Yeah, that one actually should, that much like episode 200 should probably be like something that we put some real thought into, because good lord, that is a milestone that not a lot of podcasts get to. Okay.
Oh God.
We're gonna need to work on the details of that.
Ugo in chat also said a 24-hour Tales episode. I mean, I don't even know if you can upload to iTunes, Spotify, and whatever an episode that big. That might be technically impossible. I don't know, but we should definitely have a party plan. And by that point, we should have Promethean back as well. I mean,
that'd be amazing.
He's slowly clearing his business with his school. So we are getting closer to getting our 4th co-host, the Argonian of the team, back into the show as well.
Which when he comes back, he'll have his sweet emperorship crown to wear.
Oh yeah, I mean, in his last episode, he did upset me a lot by, race changing from Nord to Altmer, and then Alliance changing, I think, from. So I'm like, it's.
I mean, Nord to Altmer is pretty rough, but I mean, you still hold a grudge against me that I just went Nord to Imperial. So I mean,
but you suffered for it greatly. You got what you deserved.
I might have made some mistakes along the way, like forgetting about, I don't know, passive skills.
Oh, yeah. So I do have a quick behind the scenes update. This is for YouTube. Those who watch us on YouTube, actually. So this was an issue before that I had fixed, but apparently it came back. I had changed this from the ashes. So on YouTube, when your videos are monetized, the mid-roll ads are apparently enabled by default. And when you leave it to YouTube to place those mid-roll ads that are in the middle of the YouTube video, YouTube apparently just goes like, oh, this is like a 2-hour video. I'm going to slap it with 700 ads. And because I don't see ads on my own, or like on the videos that I upload, I didn't realize this until someone in the comments was like, I watched this for 19 hours, got 7 ads. I was like, oh God, what? So yeah, from now on, there are no mid-roll ads on our episodes. I cleared the ads from the latest few episodes as well. I'm sorry about that. You don't leave it to YouTube to place your ads. Apparently, they just go crazy. So Isha just covered 22 of them was
Good
in the
Lord.
episode, apparently. So I really apologize for that, for anyone who watches this on YouTube. That was unintentional. That was not the plan. So from now on, hopefully it'll be a smooth sailing with the new episodes without ads. So yeah. That's all right. But yeah, that's the behind the scenes update for YouTube stuff. Now, it is time to jump into the news, which are quite a lot.
Yeah, like 1 or 2 bullet points, right?
Yeah, just 1 or 2 bullet points of pages, but it's fine. So before we get into the actual news, we got a couple quick to mention. So the Prologue quest for Blackwood is available right now. I haven't done it myself, but anyone who has the base game of Elder Scrolls Online can actually do the Prologue quest to the Blackwood event. And there is a free-to-play event happening, as they do generally with nearing, new chapter releases. It's going to be lasting 2 weeks. I don't remember the exact date. I apparently didn't put it in the show notes, but there's currently a free-to-play event happening for ESO. So if you want to check the game out, if you are curious how it is before you make the purchase, definitely give it a try. Maybe do the Prologue quest, play around with it, and see how it feels. And if you like it, definitely jump on board, because I would assume there's going to be a Steam sale soon as well, again, at some point. And the game generally drops down to, at least the base game, like $10, something like that. So it's definitely a very cheap, at least the base game, to get into. So there you go.
Just to clarify, the free event goes until April 13th, apparently.
There you
it's
go.
starting March 31st. Yep.
There you go. All right, so April 13th, it's a lot of time to get familiar with the game and decide whether you would actually want it or not. So there you go. Okay, so Blackwood Preview event happened on March 31st with a 2-hour stream. Like hour and a half of it was sort of pre-show with a lot of trivia contests. Rykoth actually won that. He won.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Rykoth was the winner, competing with Prince someone. I keep forgetting the name. It's an Elvish sounding name. My brain doesn't register it. Yes. I think so.
That's Queen Irene's brother.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's the guy okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the guy who's angry at me because I killed his wife.
Yes.
Yeah, all right. See, I keep forgetting the dude. Not even his name. I should pay a bit more attention, I feel like.
I love that clip that plays on your streams whenever, like, for your BRB screen where you realize, oh no, I just killed his wife.
That's like one of my favorites.
I love that one so much. I forgot
about it, It's like, why is this guy being salty with me? And then I remembered. Well, I didn't remember he said it. He was like,
you killed my wife.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So
small world.
Pretty much. It is Dominion. Stuff happens. Nothing's good.
Everything is good.
No. So yeah, Rykov, congrats on that. I don't know what he won by winning the trivia, but I assume something. Or at least just the pride of beating a chat room full of people in Elder Scrolls trivia. And some of the quests were insane. Like I didn't even have a clue to some of the questions there. So quite impressive. There were some deep lore stuff in there.
I hope for his sake that it is a life-size statue of Malakath so that he can put it in his house. To make
life-size statue of Malakath. When you imagine that's probably something like a skyscraper, if you think about it.
I stand by what I hope he gets. It will make him very, very happy.
That reminds me of that hotel in Turkey, the Azura Hotel, which actually does have near life-size Azura statues. And to this day, I don't know the whole copyright issue on the matter.
Yeah,
like they have
that's
like actual Azura statues?
Yeah, literally actual. There is a hotel in southern Turkey near the Mediterranean, like very touristic area. It's a 5-star deluxe hotel. It's called Azura Deluxe. And it has literally massive bronze or whatever, like that golden colored metal.
Yeah.
Massive Azura statues on all corners, just towering over the hotel. Nothing else in it is Elder Scrolls related. Nothing refers to Elder Scrolls in it. It's like this romantic type hotel thing, but it has gigantic Azura statues at the entrance, high up in the corners of the buildings.
Oh my God, I don't know. He's right. He's right. Look, hold on. It's on Skyrim memes on Reddit.
Yeah,
I will post
it got famous on Reddit and everything. It's quite strange.
Yeah. That is crazy. That's crazy. That is definitely Azura.
Mm-hmm.
What the?
How
are
they
no
get away with
tangent for the show. We apologize, but we're not showing the live chat anything either. I'm just mesmerized. Google Azura Hotel in Turkey and just do yourself a favor and wonder how there aren't lawsuits just everywhere.
That's insane.
I would have said, if this went under the radar, I would have understood it, but this got very famous on Reddit and everything. Like, this was everywhere at some point. So I don't think Bethesda never heard of it either. Like, they must have heard of it. It's possible they just said, like, what are we gonna, I don't know.
Whatever,
yeah. But
I hope creatively named the sides, though. Like, I want to stay in the, like, dawn suites. No, these are the dusk suites.
No, that's the thing. Cool. The inside of the hotel, if you look at, like, the decorations of the hotel, nothing about it, nothing else is Elder Scrolls. Like, the rooms are all this, like, the sort of like the honeymoon type suites and everything like that, I guess. But yeah, there is just massive Azura statues on the outside. I don't know. Like,
I want to know why.
See, Azura is actually a part of some myths as well as the name. Like, it's not specific to Elder Scrolls. However,
I wonder if they wanted to use Azura, like, from other myths, and then Googled a picture of Azura and found the Elder Scrolls one and used that.
That's my only theory. That's my working theory. They wanted to use the Azura that exists in other like mythologies or whatever, Googled it, and because of the popularity of Elder Scrolls, the first images that came up are the Daedric Prince Azura. And they ended up using that without even knowing that it was part of Elder Scrolls. Like, because I can't imagine someone who owns a 5-star hotel in the southern Turkey, where it is the most touristic and most expensive areas, to be a fan of Elder Scrolls enough to put gigantic Azura statues on his hotel. Like, it's
well, as Raider Reg mentions, Azura is actually a Greek goddess. I mean,
there you go. Yes. All right.
It's just funny though, because then to SD's point, they probably just got the statues from like press events or something, because it's not like, oh, this is Azura. I mean, that she's straight up the image from in-game. That is in my house, that statue. It is in my actual castle in-game. So it's not
that's
like,
literally
the
trademark
just
Elder Scrolls Azura design.
Right.
So yeah, there you go. We came here because you mentioned a lifetime statue of Malakath, but
so there you go.
Isha makes a good, or Bethesda / Zas owns a hotel in Turkey, and I just don't know about it.
That's also valid. I was going to say maybe they part own that, and we're just like, whatever.
It's just Todd Howard's private 5-star hotel in the Mediterranean Sea. It's
well, ZeniMax does have their hands in a lot of things. Well, I guess they originally had their hands in a lot of things. I guess now, hypothetically, Microsoft has their hands in a lot of things.
Honestly, imagine if that was actually true. Like, if Bethesda actually had a hotel in Turkey back in, like, early 2000s, and then they sold it to someone local. Like, But yeah, so we didn't even get to Blackwood Preview news with that.
So we did it, everybody.
yeah. Everyone complained that we didn't derail enough last episode, and it was a short one. So there you go. When the pandemic is over, there's a hotel for you to visit, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Be warned, though, again, nothing else in it is Elder Scrolls. It's just just sit outside and take a selfie with the massive Azura statue and then go away, I guess. I don't know.
ScrollCon 2022. We'll just have it at that place.
All right. So yeah, a lot of trivia with the pre-show. So they had some guild. What's the name? The guild promotion videos as well from, the Tamriel Together event times. And eventually, they got to the actual preview event and started giving us a lot of information. Starting with the first bit of news is something I feel like Lotus will love a lot. And that is the console-enhanced version of Elder Scrolls Online. So for the new series of consoles, that is Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5, Elder Scrolls Online will be getting a massive visual and performance upgrade. They will be upgrading the lighting, the shadows, the reflection, the texture resolutions, the filters, the anti-aliasing, and more stuff for the next-gen updates, next-gen consoles, and it's going to be a free update. And it's going to launch on all the new consoles on the same date as Blackwood launches on consoles, which is June 8th. So if you are planning to jump into the new consoles, or if you already have one, and if you're a fan of Elder Scrolls Online, you are going to be getting a big visual upgrade to your game. I actually didn't know how exactly it worked or it looked on consoles, but they had this side-by-side comparison, and it is going to be quite visual improvement.
So I guess this will lead us into our new thing that I've been joking about having. It's a recurring segment of please, Microsoft, ZeniMax, Bethesda, whoever, it doesn't matter, somebody with the ability to do this, let us have crossplay. But in lieu of letting us have crossplay, cross-save, something so I can play on PC. Ideally, cross-save would be best, I guess. But in lieu of that, and I don't hear any rumblings of that happening because they don't like me, clearly. I'm going to just take it personally at this point that I'm not allowed to bring my file to PC. Maybe I need to find a PS5 so that at least it'll look and run better, because as I made reference to before, when everyone was saying like, hey, does the game just feel like it runs better? Well, after we've now had some time with the new CP system on console, no, the answer is no. It does not just feel better on PS4. So that was a PC only thing. I think maybe some of the limits of the PS4 are pretty much reached at this point. Because so I mean, if I'm gonna be stuck in this ecosystem, I think maybe for my sanity, it will be worth trying to find a PS4, and maybe scalpers can stop ruining it for everybody, so we can get them for less than $3,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you actually plan on jumping to PlayStation 5 if it becomes like normally available rather than through scalpers?
Probably, because I could sell. So we have 2 PS4s. I have a launch one and I have the PlayStation Pro.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably we use one as basically a Netflix box, like an all-purpose media box downstairs. So I would probably just bump the PlayStation Pro down to the all-purpose media box downstairs and then get the PS5.
Right.
The PS5 is a very strange looking
It looks
device.
like a space shuttle.
It does.
Yeah. Or one of those like hard box file thingies with a bunch of papers in the middle. Either or.
Basically, if I remain stranded on the platform as we close in on Blackwood, and I can find one for an actual retail price and not some sketchy markup version, I would probably set aside money and try to get one, I think, just for that purpose, because having a substantial performance increase would be very good. It is what it is, but it's like when I play on PC, it's such a noticeable difference from me playing on my console. So if I could at least get my console to be better, it might not be as good as going to PC, but it's better than not at least playing on the best version that I can. So,
all right.
Yeah, especially like I remember back whenever I was on console, like not only does the game like look worse on console than it does on PC, but the load screen times.
Oh, they're unbearable.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, they increased by
They
a lot.
I laughed at people whenever I switched to PC because people would complain about like a long load screen. It's like, no, you have not seen a long load screen until you have played this game on console.
Yeah.
Also, I'm looking at it here locally, and it looks like PlayStation 5 is available here. That's probably because even scalpers couldn't buy them because of the currency exchange rates. They were like, nope, I can't scalp this one.
Nope, still can't do it.
Yeah. Also, I keep seeing Euro-Asia in the title of it, in the like things. I don't know what that means. Maybe something like only for like Europe/Asia or something like that. I don't know.
I think they region lock their consoles.
Yeah, I was going to say, are they region locked? Maybe.
I don't think so. I think it's about warranty of it, something like that.
Well, okay.
I know too, like with the PS4 codes that we get, like a stream team, we have PS4 NA and PS4 EU codes, but it's not talking about your ESO server. It's talking about the actual region of the console. This is the way Sony does its regions.
Interesting.
Maybe then. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know how consoles work because I never really got involved with them, but yeah, at least they look available here. So, Lotus, I can buy one and sell you for like a couple thousand.
I was gonna say. So here's the thing. I apparently just need to fund your entire trip to PAX East.
There you go. Yeah. Honestly, it might be cheap. It might end up being cheaper if I buy it here.
Yeah, I'd end up still
fly there, give it to you at hand.
Right?
Yeah.
Although I can't imagine a plane would let you on board with that thing. What is this device?
You can't allow this?
I don't know what this is, but we need to stop it.
You can bring 7 kilos of uranium or something, but not this. This stuff is now.
So, yeah. So, I don't know. I'll be curious. I've definitely got my eye on the situation now because I don't think they will set me free yet.
Well, I don't know. Sony. Like, if it's... Unless Microsoft somehow goes over the technical difficulties that were mentioned for the reason that ESO never got like character copies or crossplay or anything like that, we are not gonna get it. But maybe with Microsoft's technology, know-how, resources, and
I was gonna say a dump truck full of money to just bribe it off Sony, probably, because I assume that's mostly the holdup. Because like they actively do that to other games where they like hold the files hostage so that you can't. So I think it's probably, I mean, obviously there would be a technical hurdle, but I assume a lot more of it, as opposed to the technical side of things, might be legalities on who owns what type of deal, which is unfortunate.
Honestly, like imagine if Xbox and PC got, crossplay. That would, I feel like, really nudge Sony to come on board as well, because that's going to be a very compelling thing for a lot of people just playing ESO on PC, Xbox side of things because of the crossplay. Right. And Microsoft made Age of Empires crossplay. So I feel like if they can make Age of Empires crossplay, they should be able to make ESO crossplay. Come on, that's like come on, Microsoft.
Like I said,
let us play with
crossplay
Lotus.
Would be great. Cross save is fine because I run this game on I just want it to run like it runs on my computer.
Right.
That's all I want. Look and run like my PC.
Yeah. Well, that's the console part of things. Console enhanced for anyone who owns the next gen stuff. After that came the most expected, at least for me, feature of the Blackwood chapter, and that is the Companions. We finally got a more detailed look at how will they work, what will they do, and how the entire thing is gonna operate. Now, first things first, they will be available anywhere but PvP and solo arenas. So dungeons, trials, overland, dells, you'll have your companions. I still don't know whether if they are going to replace players, which I don't think so, in trials. I used to think so, but they mentioned that you can despawn them anytime you want.
Yeah.
So that makes me think that they're not going to be replacing players like in Final Fantasy XIV. So you would go into a dungeon like 2 players plus 2 companions. But that means if they're not going to replace players, are we going to have 24 people trials? There's like 12 players plus 12 companions. That would require for them to adjust the entire game's difficulty scale.
So maybe they do replace players, and it just says like, oh, you can bring them in anywhere, but like, that would just like fill out your group, because that's how I'm hoping it works, is kind of like how it does in Final Fantasy XIV, where like if there's 2 of you, for example, like let's say you're a healer and then you have a friend who's a tank, and then you could have your companions each be a DPS. It'd be nice if you could do something like that, because that would be really, really great, because then you don't have to pug quite as much. However, if they don't despawn, then it would be interesting from a balance perspective.
Also, so that was one of the things. So I was actually trying to confirm this, and it was actually mentioned in chat. They will take up a player spot. Apparently, Jess said it.
Oh, okay.
Awesome.
I must have missed it. Then okay, there we go. That settles it.
Okay, that's
perfect.
That's because I was thinking the same thing. I was like, it has to. So that would make sense. So it's basically, because otherwise, that's going to be weird. I'm just curious on. I mean, we'll get into the finer details that they talked about of them, but I'm very interested to see how they will actually react in many situations. Like, if you set them to DPS, if you don't animation cancel, which is technically a bug.
It's an unintended effect turned into a feature, basically.
Correct. Are the bots going to be programmed to know how to animation cancel?
That's
like, are they going to know how to light attack leave? Because if they're not to be dismissive, but I mean, who the hell is going to use these things then? Because it will be a noticeable DPS loss if they don't know how to animation weave, and I can't imagine they would. So,
and if they're playing as a tank role, are they going to be chaining adds in, for example?
I'm fascinated by how this is going to play out once we can finally see it.
They did mention how it's going to play a little bit. So they're going to unlock at level 1, and they're going to have your usual class skill lines. The one they showed on stream was a Dragon Knight with the Dragon Knight skills. You'll be able to gear them up with normal item sets. And they will have these combat behaviors. Basically, you will be assigning them a combat behavior. I guess that's like tank behavior, DPS behavior, and like healer behavior. Maybe it'll be more detailed, like Magicka DPS, Stamina DPS will be different behaviors, I don't know. And then you'll be slotting abilities. And the way they will use their abilities are apparently going to be cooldown, based on a cooldown and a priority system. So they will try to use abilities in the order that you slotted those abilities. So you will have some control over, I guess, their rotation.
Yes, you can set it to be. I mean, it's skill 1, skill 2, skill 3, or on controller, X, Y, B,
shape,
blah,
shape,
blah,
shape,
blah.
shape.
Yeah, shape as well. Yeah, any of those options. So you just pick the order of them you want them to perform the skills in exactly.
Yeah, but like that are they just gonna stand there then and just do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or are they gonna be doing, because some skills are damage over time, some skills are spammables? Like, are they gonna be spamming Lava Whip with Fire Breath every 10 seconds, or are they gonna be doing Lava Whip, Searing Strike, Fire Breath, Lava Whip, Searing Strike, Fire Breath, just ignoring the damage over time, or they're gonna be timing it perfectly? Like, if Fire Breath is 10 seconds exactly, the damage over time is 10 seconds exactly, are they gonna be timing it perfectly and just use Fire Breath every 10 seconds? So that's what I'm wondering about with how their behaviors are gonna be included. As you said, like, are they going to be animation canceling? Are they going to be chaining enemies in, putting weakness of elements on the boss, Eldraine, whatever the healers use?
They're going to keep
those
that
are the terms I heard.
Eldraine, whatever the healers use.
Yeah, that's the two terms I know about healing, because everyone mentions Eldraine.
Right. Yeah, it's good.
Eldraine in combat prayer. It's all you need as a healer.
There you go.
I
know some
tanks.
stuff.
Tanks can Eldraine too. I was gonna say.
I don't even know what it does.
Tanks Eldraine?
Oh my god. Yeah, I was gonna say Eldraine.
Luna does all those things. Okay.
Yeah, well, it's the same thing with like Stone Fist. Is it gonna be like, okay, are they gonna even know how to keep the Stone Fist time up if you want them to do? I don't know. I'm fascinated to see how these things actually work. Yeah.
I mean, this will be the first thing, like, not the main story, not anything, now no new trials. Getting companions will be the absolute first thing I do in Blackwood. Like, day one, however we are supposed to get these. They will unlock through quests, by the way. So there will be 2 companions at launch of Blackwood. All new companions will also have unique characters. They will have likes and dislikes, and they didn't mention whether if they are also going to be all unlocked via quests, but they will all have their like character quests. The more you progress with them, the more you become friends or whatever with them, you will have more quests to learn, who they are, what they like, where they are from, and stuff like that. So it'll be a very nice. It's not just sort of this PvE, okay, I got some extra DPS helping me out type thing, but it will have a in-depth story and relationship system as well, it sounds like.
which I really, really love. I like in like single player games and stuff, like, you know, I love games like Stardew Valley and Harvest Moon and stuff where there's like some kind of relationship aspect to it. So that's something that's really, really cool for me personally. So I'm actually looking forward to like building up the relationships with the companions a lot. So that's going to be something that I really like get into.
And you will actually lose and gain, you know, relation with them based on your activities. Like if they are, you know, more on the justice, righteousness side, and if you steal something in front of them, or if you just go up to someone and murder them in like 9 seconds, they will be upset, and you will lose your relation or rapport with them. And I guess on the opposite end, you will also be able to make them happier and like you more too.
Yeah, I'm going to need to find the companion that is just all about me so that I can be as self-righteous as possible and not care about anybody else except my overall achievement score. And I want them to do whatever they can to promote that. That's the companion I need. I want no morals, no scruples, except getting me further in my quest.
My gosh. I'm sworn to get you achievements.
Exactly.
Ugo says, so Lotus wants adoring fan. Pretty much that's wow. You just described adoring fan, honestly.
Right.
Yeah.
By Azora.
I mean, we are going to Cyrodiil.
All right. You know what? I guess I'm sold. I demand one adoring fan. Make it happen.
Another great thing about this is that we will also be able to give them costumes, mounts, outfits, and stuff like that. So we'll be able to dress them up and you know, get them the way we want them to look. I will, if I find a Nord companion, we are gonna be the Nordic bath towel duo. That's settled.
There you
That's go. 100%.
Perfect. I was thinking some heavy glass armor.
Oh God, Lotus.
No,
there's gonna be 2 ugly Lotuses running around now. Goodness me.
Just exactly the same thing I wear, just so you can't tell us apart.
So, one thing they said while wording this was, they said you'll be able to dress them up with some of the costumes, mounts, and outfits you've collected for yourself. So there is this keyword of some. So I'm thinking, like, say I have 50 costumes, but only 4 of them, for example, available to be used on companions. Like, is there going to be this limitation to the styles or mounts or costumes that you can actually use on companions versus the ones that you just can equip yourself?
I suppose that could be. Yeah, I'm not.
Or that was just something like they just happened to say some, and it means nothing, but it caught my attention. So,
yeah, I'm not. I don't know. I appreciate us getting more and more and more, but at the same time, it's like all it kind of makes me want so far, because we haven't seen it yet, is it makes me want to know more than what they just told me. So it's none of this has been actually satiating anything I've wanted. I'm just like, oh, now I just have more questions.
So yeah, that's the information we got about companions. I'm glad to, I don't know how I missed that, but I'm glad to know that they're actually, like, it is confirmed that it's gonna take up a player slot. Now I'm wondering how many of them we can spawn at the same time. Like, can I have a full party of 4? Like, just run around with, you know, three companions, do a dungeon by myself.
And how many can you jam in front of the crafting station so everybody is mad and nobody can do their writs?
Oh, goodness me. Oh, actually, people were talking about on our Discord, like, I'm going to make a warden companion, make them spawn a bear as well, and then spawn my own bear. And then make those bears spawn more bears so no one can use anything.
What are the bears doing?
Yeah,
if you park your bear on a crafting station or like a... Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like... So...
Put the bears outside. Yeah, it's... Yeah, I don't know. That can you just a sorcerer with the Flappy Bird and the imp, the scamp thing, and then you got a companion. Oh boy, it's
and
it's
imagine
gonna be dark times for crafters.
Not only that, but imagine the performance hit of the big cities, because if everyone runs around with at least one companion, and I assume a lot of people will just have them out and open, just run around with them. So Mournhold, for example, being one of the most crowded cities and always having a performance hit, if you add like double the number of entities that exist in the city, that's also, I feel like, is going to be a big performance hit, unless there are some optimizations on the way as well with the chapter. But I can definitely see some performance issues, at least early on, with the chapter release. But I guess we'll see that and how that goes.
The one thing I would assume you can't probably have a like non-combat pet out. So wouldn't they just essentially take up I mean, that'd be more elaborate than a non-combat pet, but I would assume they just kind of replace a non-combat pet. So it won't be more entities floating around. It'll just be more detailed entities floating around, would be my assumption.
Did they say that you weren't going to be able to use a non-combat pet with it, or is that just a guess?
No, that's just kind of my assumption.
Oh.
I feel like that's not going to... I feel like you'll be able to have a pet and a companion out. And plus your companions, like if you make a sorcerer, their pets. And if you're a sorcerer, your pets. And...
yeah, all right. So rip major cities. No, I'll be living in Black Marsh.
Well, since you mentioned the Black Marsh, the new zone, we talked about the new zone because we had some more details about the new zone, but it is going to be called Blackwood. It's from southern Cyrodiil all the way to the western border of Shadowfen, with Leyaviin and Gideon as the big cities. Leyaviin will be the main hub, sort of like, the Vex City, Alinor, Solitude. So Leyaviin will be the main hub of this chapter. Gideon will be your ancient friendly city with everything around it hostile. And they showed some new creatures, but this is my favorite. There are some chonker frogs.
Yes.
These fatty frogs.
Yeah, the massive frogs, and they look absolutely amazing.
Yeah, they're really cool looking.
This makes me think of the...
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go.
This makes me think of the first boss in the Hearts of Stone expansion for Witcher 3, the giant frog boss. That's like a play on the Frog Prince.
Oh, yes.
Down in the sewers. Yes, I love it so much.
I actually know that boss. I still haven't beaten that game, but I know that boss.
That boss is fun. That's a fun fight.
I hope they actually make it a boss. I was just about to say that, actually. I hope they actually add a boss that is even a bigger frog. Just
a nice mega frog.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
The chonkest of frogs. The chonks. It's...
And then what was the bog dog? That's what it was. Bog dog is really fun to say, and I want a bog dog. Apparently, that is a hidden pet that you can get with one of the quests in the zone. It's like, some hidden achievement in the zone gives you a bog dog pet.
See, stuff like that is very neat. And
yeah,
I feel like as much as people point out how much they sell in the store, and rightfully so, they sell basically anything under the sun. That's fine. I have liked that it still might not be as much as people want, but they do keep adding things that you can get. These little pets.
They got a lot better in that.
Yeah, like they've been adding mounts and stuff like that. And it's like, I like that they keep giving a little of both for people who like this stuff, where it's not just buy this, buy this, buy this. It's like, okay, yeah, here's a whole bunch of crap you can buy, sure. But if you also just have this expansion, well, then you can earn this or these things or whatever. Same thing with housing, with the antiquities. I feel like that opened up a swath of things that you don't actually need to pay for to do. So it's just kind of nice to see them balancing that out a bit from people saying they would like to see more of that. I feel like they're doing that little by little, more by more as they go. So
the only part I'm salty about that still is the hard mode rewards. The hard mode, no, the speedrun completions still only give a title that you can only show one at a time, and no one knows which title is for what. It doesn't make... Like, I'm running around called the Inedible.
That's what I'm called too.
Yeah, because that's the Castle Torn one. That's the last hard mode I cleared, but that doesn't mean anything to a lot of people. That might as well just be like a funny Jester's Festival title.
Right, yeah, I mean, it's a funny title, but that was like the situation where I said, like, I don't remember what show it was on, where we all put on Frozen Treasure Seeker, and somebody asked me how many antiquities I did for it. I was like, that's for the Frostvault speedrun no death hard mode, you jackass.
Okay, it does sound like an antiquities title. Yeah, I have to admit.
That was the thing. I was like, also, I'm taking this off because it does sound like I'm just like, I'm Indiana Jones in ice area or something like that. I was like, well, this is depressing. So it's like you said, unless it's something outrageous, like I'm wearing Godslayer. It's like, okay, that title is amazing. Not that many people have that. So it's, so yeah, I agree. It'd be neat that if they could give
like,
people.
When is the last time you actually paid attention to people's titles? But if you get, I don't know, a skin, a costume, a mount, whatever, you can just show that off. You can show like, hey, look, I managed this achievement. Its title is just not enough of a reward for the amount of struggle you get for some of these hard modes. Like, that's the one thing I'm really looking forward to them changing. Like, we used to at least get skins, and now skins are just veteran rewards.
Right.
And hard mode is just left with titles. Like, give me, I don't know, a hat, I don't know, a tattoo, like adornment, any beard style,
sure,
like shoulder piece, something.
One thing I will say that is kind of funny is, like, it's brought up actually Ugo Esti. People, one of the funniest titles compared to all these, amazing titles is the Master Angler one, where people are just like, wow, that person is dedicated.
Yeah.
That's like one of the biggest flexes in groups. They're just like, whoa, it's a Master Angler. This dude plays this game a lot. Like,
and Kiz brings up, like, we struggled a lot of hours, but it still feels worth it. So the thing is, the thing is not that it feels worth it or not. I mean, we are clearing every hard mode in the game that we can find, at least in dungeons. We only have Stone Garden left as the Untaunted, and that's because we never went back in there after the first time. And it feels like we enjoy clearing these. We love it. That feeling at the end when you actually get to kill the boss, that, like, the adrenaline rush, it's perfect. I love it. We love it. But we don't have anything to show it. We don't have anything to show for it, is what I mean. Like, I would be able to flex with my dungeon completions with something other than just a title, because these are hard content. For average players, some of these are near impossible, and even for experienced players, they are rough. And then there are players like Lotus who we just don't count because they are on a weird level. But
I don't. Yeah, the cosmetic thing's not. I just want the points. That's fine.
Yeah. But here's the thing. I just want to flex, man. I just want to flex because I'm proud of being able to clear these. I'm proud of being able to do the no death hard mode speedrun on these dungeons. So I want to be able to flex and show that I managed to do this thing.
Yeah, I definitely do like that they are giving cosmetics to players for just doing the vet completions, but I wish they would also give cosmetics other than just a title for the trifectas.
Something more advanced or whatever.
Like, I'm okay with skin being a part of the veteran reward. Veteran reward there should be veteran rewards, but not at the expense of hard mode rewards. It's...
Sure.
Well, something that I think would be fair would be, like, for the vet clear, you get like a skin. Then for the hard mode, you get a title. And then for no death hard mode speed run, you like all together like the trifecta, you get like a mount or something, a mount or a pet or something along those lines.
Also, the trifecta, like all three at the same time, does deserve a very unique thing, because that's something I haven't done at all before, except the like easy DLC dungeons. Probably done it without noticing it, but
like before they added the trifecta category when it was originally
but for example, Moonhunter
when we referred to
as
trifectas as like all three, and then we had to change our terminology to trifecta being all three at once because they started adding them.
Yeah, so Moonhunter Keep, I can't even imagine doing the speedrun hard mode at the same time. And I'm not going to ask it of the Untaunted to try, because there's absolutely no point of suffering through that, because you don't get anything for it. Like, there's nothing to show for it at the end. It will be one hell of an achievement, but not enough that the struggle of it is going to be worth it for us.
To be fair, I haven't run that place recently, but I do know that it was heavily nerfed. So.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, it's Stone Garden then, for example, like Stone Garden, the speedrun hard mode.
Yeah, Kiz was mentioning True Genius, something like that. Sure.
Yeah,
you get the True Genius title, which I don't personally like, but I know some people like it. So.
I didn't know that was.
I want True Genius.
Yeah, you get True Genius.
Yeah.
If I looked at someone before this episode with the True Genius title, I wouldn't have known that it was this massive achievement in the game.
Yeah, that's your Stone Garden trifecta.
That's the whole point. But if they were rocking some mount, pet, a costume, an outfit style, a different hat, I would be like, what the hell is that? I want that.
Yeah.
I will say I do really want the True Genius title. That's like one of the titles I want most in the game, but I know it's not happening like anytime soon.
A lot of people really liked. I don't personally care for that one, but I do. I've heard from a lot of people that's like one that they really, really like.
Yeah, my top two favorite titles in the game are Godslayer and True Genius. Like those are the two titles that I would love to get. Yeah.
Which one is Godslayer?
Trifecta Sunspire.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't do trials. I never really, since Lore Seekers PCEU stopped doing regular trials, I haven't done any. It's 12. Yeah. Gathering 12 people together is not easy. It's difficult. But yeah. So one more thing that they showed that we were really curious about actually is the Oblivion Portals. We actually now know how they are going to work, and Lotus, you were so many episodes ago actually sort of on point with how they were going to work. So they're going to be random and unmarked, so you will have to seek them out in the map to actually find them. They're not going to be showing up like the dragons or the dolmens or whatever. They will be these small, they're not gigantic like Oblivion Gates either. They're pretty small portals. Yep. They're not going to be enemies coming out of it like in Oblivion, Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. Rather we are going to go inside and deal with it. Mm-hmm. So once you find an Oblivion portal and you interact with it, you will be teleported to Deadlands, to a random island. There are apparently going to be several starting locations for these collections of islands and where you're going to end up. And that means every time you go into a portal, it will be a different pathway. You will face different enemies and mini bosses. That is at least in that pathway. If you come up to the same pathway, it'll be the same. But it will have this variety, I assume, at least until you end up clearing everything. Now, what I'm interested about is these portals, these islands are going to be on the similar size and scope of a public dungeon. So they're not going to be
awesome.
Yeah, they're not going to be just
really cool,
stuck in this small location, where you just 50 players bundle up together to destroy one, but it's going to be quite a big area to explore and kill enemies and make your way all the way up to the center so you can deal with it and close the portal. And as you go deeper into the island, or the pathways, whatever, it'll get more challenging with a quote-unquote epic battle, or at the end. I don't know how difficult it is going to be, if it is going to be on a dragon fight scale or Hero Storm level difficulty, or is it going to be more like a public dungeon difficulty, which I don't think so, because then it wouldn't be epic, because public dungeon bosses are compared to at least the other world events, are not that difficult. Another thing is, say I found a Daedric portal, Oblivion portal. I jumped into it, I'm on my own, I'm following pathways. Are there going to be other people who are jumping into the same portal from different starting locations, making their way towards the center? And if they get to the center and kill the final boss and do whatever, before I even say clear the first boss on my pathway, what happens to me?
Right.
Yeah, good question.
Do I get pushed out of the instance, or do I just have to wait for everything to respawn? Like, is it a fixed instance, this Daedric portal thing? Or when you clear the final boss and do whatever you're supposed to do, is it just like dragons, dolmens, hero storms, does just whoosh, disappear, and the instance is closed, and anyone who didn't make it to the final boss is now just failed. They don't get anything. Or do you just...
That would suck.
I don't think you wouldn't get... It wouldn't be that you don't get anything, but like... with every other world event, because there is only one thing happening. So if you see a Hero Storm, you go there, everyone's there, you do everything together, unless you are late for like a few seconds, which is pretty just upsetting, but it happens.
Yeah.
You do everything together, fight the thing, and it's done. Get your rewards, get out. But because this place is in the size of a public dungeon, and there are different starting locations, how does it all come together? You know, that's really what I don't know.
Yeah. Interesting. I don't know. Yeah, that's these definitely have the potential to be very, very cool, the way they sound, but there's definitely some of those technical things that you brought up that's like, how's that gonna work?
Or, for example, every every Oblivion portal will have its own instance of this public dungeon-sized area. So, say I found one, the Oblivion Portal A. There's only one active, and I joined there, I started killing the creatures, started clearing the pathway. Then, like a couple minutes later, you joined, your pathway is already cleared, so you sprint until you catch up to me. And more people join, but because the pathway is clear, they sprint until they catch up to us. And then we have this 10 people group making our way to the final boss, and more people join and they catch up to us. So by the time you get to this final battle, everyone's all bundled up, you clear it, that Oblivion portal closes along with the instance. And there is a different Oblivion portal somewhere with its own instance, and they are having their own fights. That sort of thing is what I feel like it would make sense.
Yeah, I don't know. Compared to some of the other chapters, it feels like there's a lot of things that are going to be very, very different this one. Because even the changes in the previous ones have been like, oh, jewelry crafting. Well, okay, it's a crafting thing. And then there's Antiquities was a pretty like elaborate new system or whatever. And then, but it's like, it feels like there's so many new things being added to this, because it's like, what we had Hero Storms. Okay. Well, the incursions are basically, this is a very different style of incursion. We're getting companions. We're getting it feels like the systems at play are much more involved, bigger, whatever you want to call it, than some of the previous ones. So I think this game's going to actually develop a pretty different feel after this finally drops.
I'm definitely looking forward to it. I mean, it's going to be a big, like, fresh style to the game.
This seems like a aggressive expansion,
Mhm.
which, I mean, whatever. It's also in a region that I'm very interested in, so.
Elder Scrolls Online 2.
No!
But yeah, that's pretty much all the information we have on the Oblivion Portals at this time. We'll see how the details of all of this works on April 19 when it hits PTS. It's actually less than like a couple of weeks until it.
Yeah.
Actually, exactly a couple of weeks until it hits PTS.
Yep.
So
what, the 19th? Is that
19th,
what I saw? 19th, yeah, okay.
And I'm on 4th because I'm in the future, so.
Oh, right, you are in the future. So we all know.
Technically, today is the official birthday of ESO as well.
Oh, there you go.
April 4th, yeah. March
Happy
31st,
birthday,
early
ESO.
access, and April 4th, official access. So, there, yeah. But,
Ta-da.
I don't know, Companions, Oblivion Portals, a lot of things to consider and see how they all work. I mean, in addition to this, they did a day after with Jay, or Jason. I know his Twitter name more than his actual name. He is the zone lead in ESO currently, and they did a tour of the chapter, the zones with him, and they showed a lot of the new areas, the cities, the delves, the creatures. There's a dog that you can actually dance with now. I guess the
Which
petting...
is adorable.
Yeah, so you can actually pet the dog, but you just dance with it, which is also fine, as long as you can actually interact with it. Obviously, again, because this is taking several hundred years before Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion's timeline, and in that timeline, a lot of the area that Leavin is in is actually flooded. It's sunken.
Yeah.
So we are going to be getting a different version of the cities and areas that we are familiar from Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. It will be familiar, like it was with Quatch and Anvil, but it will be before they all succumb to the flooding and the swamps and the destruction that came with Elder Scrolls 4. I really loved seeing that in the Gold Coast expansion, not expansion, but the DLC, with the original, like how they envisioned the full glory of Quatch and Anvil, rather than how we saw them all destroyed or worn out in Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. So I'm going to be looking forward to that as well in this, and how they come up with Gideon, because the only person who has seen Gideon is Lotus.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Everyone
I
else
post
is
a picture. I don't think I actually did that. I actually need to remember to do that and post the picture of Gideon so that everybody can see what Gideon really looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I even walked there, and I'm pretty sure I have the photo, and I just didn't post it. So
Whoops.
look for that on the Tales of Tamriel Twitter if you want to see what Gideon really looks like in all its pixelated glory from 1994.
That's actually one thing that I really love about Elder Scrolls Online, is being able to see everything ahead, like in the past. And I guess it's a lot of fun for the developers as well, because they can see if you make an Elder Scrolls game that takes place in a similar era or after, the current single player games, you are limited in your creativity because a lot of the things have been set in stone in the previous games. Right. But with this, they can actually go ahead and just put their own creativity into these zones, into these structures and cities, and how they work, how they look.
Fanglair had much less lava in ESO than it did in Arena. Stuff like that.
I mean, Leavin in Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, Leavin is potato. It's most of it is sunken. It's swamps.
Just the city dreary down there. It is kind of dreary down there. Like it had like a gray overcast whenever I went down there.
And then we'll see in ESO in its full like Nibenese architecture, white marbled stone structure in contrast to the gothic, gloomy Colovian architecture, which I really don't like. And pretty much all the structures up until Gold Coast DLC in ESO have been, at least the Imperial structures. So, actually, that's one of the things that I'm really hyped about as well. Getting some Imperial furnishing style. That is not crown only. That's what I'm really looking forward
specific.
to.
Right. So they'll obviously include stuff.
Yeah. There is also going to be a house in Levin that felt like it's going to be in the same scale of Proudspire Manor in Solitude, which I really like. That is the perfect size house right now. Not too small, not too massive that you don't know what to do with it. They didn't show it inside. They are going to be doing a housing tour for the new expansion later on in a different ESO Live, the housing lead. But yeah, it looks, at least on the outside, it looks very nice. It's right in front of the Leavine Castle. So yeah, all those things are coming, and that's pretty much the amount of news I have that I've taken notes of.
Yeah,
anything you guys know that I skipped or anything?
Pretty sure that was all.
Pixie, that was a very defeated. We are losing Pixie ever slowly.
Pixie's doing her best. I'm hanging in there. I have cold water because coffee was not helping very much.
Oh, no. You're rehydrating now that you've dehydrated.
Well, in that case, Pixie, why don't you go on ahead and tell us your tales, and hopefully those struggles of hard modes and everything like that will push some adrenaline and you'll wake up.
Well, we went back into Vet Unhallowed Grave hard mode. We got it down to like 10% or less, like a couple of times, just to have a second of the giant skeleton spawn and nuke Lego, which would then you'd see the boss just turn and look at me, and then my Attune would just die of fright, I'm pretty sure, because I don't even know like what it actually hit me with. I don't remember seeing him really swing. He just came over to me and I died, and
excessive
it was just
fear.
A bad time. Yeah. Pretty sure that's what happened.
Is this the giant really skeleton that spawns behind the boss from the watery area? Oh, okay. This is a different.
No.
Okay. This is like Bone Colossus, guys.
This is the no. So whenever the blast bones come up, how there's the taller skeleton with the sword that'll like go to the sigil and like charge up its sword or whatever.
I don't know. When we cleared that hard mode, all I did was just stay alive and stay stationary while the untaunted Kitsu and Jen dealt with everything else. I didn't see anything.
Yeah, so while the DPS are killing off the little skeletons, what you could have done if you wanted to, is there's a bigger skeleton who is going to shamble his way over to one of the sigils, and if he gets in the sigil before he's murdered, he'll lift up his sword and he'll get empowered, and he gets a shit ton of health and does more damage. You can't really do too much to him other than kill him beforehand. You can slow him down, or what I would do in the case that he ever got close, which that just depends on positioning and damage, DPS numbers and stuff like that. You can theoretically chain him once or slow him once.
Oh, right, yeah.
So if he ever got too close, you can chain him. But if he's not going to get in it, you don't have to waste your time with it. It's just if you need that little extra breather roll.
Honestly, I don't know what I chain and don't chain anymore in fights, because if anything is moving, I throw an extended chain at it, and if it comes to me, it's fine. If not, I get my magicka refunded, so I don't pay attention. Like anything that moves,
I love that.
I throw a chain. But yeah,
I love that so much.
I thought you got, when you said big skeleton, I thought you meant
not the
guy
giant
behind
skeleton.
the boss. I was like, there are two of those.
That would be wild. That would be wild. But no, like the taller skeleton, not the giant one, but the taller, like blast bones like skeleton. So we ended up with 2 of those, and Lego that gave Lego a bad time because you're supposed to have it dead. It was a pain. So we'll probably be back in there at some point, potentially off stream next week, just whenever I can get some timing nailed down with the guys. Other than that, last night actually went back in to the 2 new dungeons. So whenever we ran them on launch night, Kiz wasn't able to come because we were doing a blind run, and so Kiz had already ran them on the PTS, so it wasn't going to be blind if he came with us. So we brought Braun with us instead. Well, we got through some of, I don't remember, did we do the hard modes in Black Drake? I don't think we did any of the hard modes on night 1. We did attempt the hard mode in the Cauldron and got really, really close with the blind run. But so Braun didn't have the hard mode clears. So since I didn't have anything planned and all of that, we brought Braun through. It was Lego, Gypsy, and Braun and I all went through and did all the hard modes again. We didn't have time to go for the final secret bosses hard mode because Gypsy had to go, and it was also my bedtime. So we did that. And then the rest, I actually spent like all day today doing a bunch of event stuff. So did all of my writs, did a bunch of dailies, just like the zone dailies. I was doing Markarth and Western Skyrim on a couple tunes. And then also did a couple dungeons. And that was a fun time, except this was a fail. So I was in Imperial City Prison on Vet. And we had these 2 DPS that I swear I saw one just light attack 4 times in a row. So I don't know what he was actually doing, but it wasn't what he was supposed to be doing. They were also only speaking in Spanish. So I had no idea what they were trying to say to us.
Oh, so there was a language barrier. Oof.
Right.
It's going to make communication rough.
They kept activating hard mode, and we're like, no hard mode. And then I would see them say some stuff in Spanish. I'm like, please, dear God, no hard mode. So they ended up, after we wiped a couple times, just leaving. It's like, okay, we can find a replacement. So Braun and I sat in there forever waiting for a replacement DPS because I was healing and he was tanking. And I don't know if Group Finder broke or what happened, but like nobody came in. So I was like, oh, I was group lead, which was mistake number 1. We've learned that I can't be group lead. That's not a responsibility I can handle, apparently. So, and we had gotten into this by queuing for a random vet. So I was like, can I like leave the queue and re-queue us? And Braun was like, yeah, you can. So I hit the leave queue button, which was fine. We stayed in the dungeon. Then I just hit the join queue button again on random vet and just throws us into Dire Frost.
Oh no.
Wow. All
what?
Right.
That's not how it's
at the final boss. Like I didn't like rejoin a queue. I queued for another random vet.
Oh, okay.
Because I hit the wrong button. Because I just saw join queue and just like, yes, this is the button I should be clicking right now.
Sure. There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, at that point, instead of trying to find a replacement for Imperial City Prison final boss on wet, which is not, it's not a super easy fight when you don't have coordination. Doing Dire Frost from scratch might be actually better, honestly.
Yeah, it would probably be quicker.
Yeah.
I think what did we end up doing? I know we left Dire Frost because we didn't want to do Dire Frost. It wasn't like one of the, we wanted to do the pledges for the crates.
Right. Okay. Sure.
And so we had gotten lucky that the random vet happened to also be a pledge. So we were like, oh, sweet, 2 for 1.
Yeah.
But we ended up leaving Dire Frost and we couldn't re-queue because we abandoned a thing. So once we were able to re-queue, we went in and did City of Ash, and that one went really well. It was fast. But my God, I felt so dumb whenever he queued us for the
that's 2 super long dungeons as well, like Imperial City Prison and City of Ash. Both take so long just running.
Yeah. City of Ash
City
is
of Ash
somewhat
1.
Yeah, City of Ash 2 is just like
God.
Oh,
yeah.
it's the City of Ash 2, which was the original length, which has the
That's the thing. That will forever be like...
I hate that just dungeon so much.
That place is just scarred into my mind from like, I was like, we got one more dungeon in us for this 5K. And that was the one I pulled. I was like, why do you hate me, ESO? Why? Like, why would you do this to us?
The only other thing, now this isn't necessarily ESO related, except that a lot of people that I've met through ESO are also involved, and Art kind of talked about it earlier, is I've picked up a new hobby for me. So I've started playing D&D with Jibs and Cash, who were with the Lore Seekers podcast, Solus, who had his own podcast for a long time. Braun is there, and then we also have Ash and Champ, and we have a D&D group now, and it's also going to be a podcast. I think we're also going to be streaming it, and it's called The Natural Ones on Twitch, and you can find it, like Solus has been sharing it on his Twitter channel, his Twitter page as well, at Solus Gaming, and it's a really fun time. So like I said, it's a new hobby for me, so I'm completely new to this. Jibs is also completely new, so we have a couple of first timers who are just trying to figure out what on earth is even going on. And it's just been a really great time with some really awesome friends, and I'm super enjoying it, and it'd be really awesome like if people like checked it out, like if we stream it and stuff.
I mean, you guys can kind of curse yourselves with the name there, though, because you named it Natural Ones. So good luck.
Yeah, well,
I love that name.
Well, I mean, that's kind of how our dice rolls go, except mine, which apparently I just nuke everything all the time.
I wish I had that with our game with Roads Less Traveled. I just roll like 4 on average on a D20.
So I had like a -1 for strength, and I had to roll for strength. Otherwise, I was just going to die because I had to get up on this cliff. And I rolled like a 20, or no, I rolled an 18. So I got like a 17, was just fine.
Oh,
and it was hilarious. But it just was like getting all these high rolls. And then the natural ones, like what ended up happening was Braun rolled a 1 for initiative, and then he had a -1. So he got a 0 for initiative.
That's impressive.
He just kept doing that, and it was just hilarious. And so, yeah, that was kind of where the idea came from. It was a great time. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. So we do this on Sunday nights. We are skipping this Sunday because of Easter. But yeah, it's a really good time. We're really enjoying it.
You can find the details of this at solusgaming.com/DND, by the way. The first, I think, the couple episodes are out in podcast form. They're going to be on Twitch and in the podcast places, hopefully soon. So
yeah,
keep an eye out, folks.
It's going to be a good time.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that wraps it up for my tales this week.
All right. Well, I'm going to go before Lotus because I didn't do much in ESO. I've been doing a lot of writs. I've been doing dailies.
You're all turned around on this. You're all turned around on this. You were basically like, Terry Folds has reformed you. You now are one with the writs. I'm very proud of you, Ark.
I actually have 3 more characters almost at max crafting skills, even though they're like level 8 or 10 or whatever. They don't have enough skill points to unlock them. Because both Esti and Kika have been bombarding me with intricate items. Because I asked them for once. Every day I log in and there's like 50 player mails. All have 6 intricate items. And so every day I deconstruct hundreds of intricate items. I'm running out of characters to level crafting. But they keep on coming. So I have to create new characters to do more content. So,
perfect.
Yeah, I now need to level them so I can get enough skill points to actually level their, like, actually unlock the skills that I leveled so I can do writs on them properly as well. But
yeah, top tier writs instead of...
This all happened after spending 15 minutes chatting with Inklings. Like, it's... What kind of an influence is that? Goodness me.
He's a man of great efficiency.
Yeah. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of writs and dailies and stuff for the Jubilee boxes too. I've been attempting to solo Black Rose Prison normal. I thought I was supposed to go through the bosses though. That's why I was struggling. If I don't need to go through the bosses, I can actually solo Black Rose Prison just to get my experience. What I do is I have Hunting's Rage. I have Mother's Gaze, Night Mother's Gaze, and I'm actually using Swarm Mother monster set. So I can automatically pull in all the enemies, so I don't have to chain all around and waste my magicka. And then all I do is I like drop Caltrops and spam with the Pale Order Ring. I just spam Whirlwind. I unlock the CP for damage stuff that give me, like every time I kill someone, they explode and give me magicka and stamina back. So it works pretty well, but it's pretty squishy for what I'm used to. That's why I die every now and then, because my muscle memory is not meant for squishiness. It's I look at something and I feel like, I'm gonna survive that, and my health immediately goes down, and
I hear that.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, it's now that I know that I don't have to actually go through the entire thing, I can get some experience solo in there, because I play at odd hours sometimes with like Netflix or whatever on the side, and I don't want to bring someone in and then just, like, call someone, hey, let's do Black Rose Prison normal farm, and then 20 minutes later I get distracted by something, like, nope, I'm not doing it,
Right.
So yeah, I'm attempting to do a little bit of solo farming there. I hit CP 1100 at the moment, 1106 or something like that. So I need a few hundred more until I don't have to constantly switch things around. That's what I'm looking forward to most, not having to switch things around all the time. Yeah. Other than that, what do we do? No, not much, really. I guess that was about it.
Death, which was funny on stream.
Which one?
I just want to point that one out. When you asked Luna to save you when you didn't make your jump, and instead she stepped on your hands and threw you into the abyss.
With Untaunted, instead of we took it easier this week on Monday on our Untaunted runs, and we instead did a whole bunch of random normals, basically swapping characters and getting more experience and skill points and everything. I managed to fall to my death and recreate the scene from Lion King, where I got stuck on an edge with no way to jump up, with the Luna on top of the edge, and I was like, help! But yeah, I fell and died. I also did... we did... What's his name? Black Drake on normal with Ophelia and a few others from the community with Nightpunk, Ophi. So that was a lot of fun. They didn't do the stuff before, like the secret stuff, so it was fun watching them figure things out. And yeah, so that's about it for me, honestly. That's pretty much it. I just did farming stuff, so there isn't much to tell there in that regard. Which brings us to Lotus, which as far as I can see, there's no Battle Spire in your
There was
tales.
No Battle Spire. So, it's just been events, because we went out of the previous event into a new event. So I, with the new CP, have tried to maximize... I've actually been trying to do my ticket stuff. Love this event because all I have to do is eat the cake, which I love the new cake. It's hilarious. And last event, I actually remembered to do a daily each day, except the final day. But the other days, so I have the skin thing. Like, this is way more event-based, like actual ticket stuff than I ever usually do. Because I've just been kind of interested, since it's not just Indrix, to engage with some of this stuff. It's been neat to just see what it is. The skin's not really my style, but it looks cool on a lot of people. So, but during my collection of gift boxes, the best thing I've gotten so far, some of the new styles, as we had discussed last show, are very cool. So I do like collecting those. But what with the random motif pages, up to what's allowable in the game, I have all the styles currently. But on the flip side, when I get duplicates, I could sell them and make money. And one of them that sells very well because a lot of people struggle with the dungeon is Hazardous Alchemy, or whatever it's Hazardous Alchemist, or whatever it's called. It's the one from Stone Garden. And you have to do at least vet, and if you do vet hard mode, you're guaranteed a piece. That stuff sells very nicely. That staff sells very, very nicely. The first time I cleared that hard mode, I got a staff and it sold for 100K.
Nice.
And the first event box I opened, I got a Hazardous Alchemy staff again. I was like, no way. Put it up in the store. I literally didn't even port out of the zone and it sold for 100K again.
Really?
I was like, hooray.
Man, I can't sell any motif during New Life Festival because everyone's getting so many motifs. No one's buying stuff.
That was obviously some type of luck. But it's like, I don't even know what that staff looks like, but both of them I've gotten have sold very quickly. So I have no idea.
I actually just got that. I'm pretty sure it was the staff, the Hazardous Alchemy staff.
Right. Lotus of Riches.
I learned it though. I didn't sell it. It was actually given to me.
Oh, there you go.
Whenever I cleared, well, we were doing the hard mode attempt like a couple weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that dropped for one of us.
Oh, when you like just did the vet clear type of deal.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? So yeah, much like you, Ark, I've been messing around with the Black Rose Prison, normal arena to get some CP. I obviously have not been grinding crazy high. However, we kind of do it at like, does anybody feel like farming CP for an hour? And that's kind of how we do it, unless we're in the middle of watching a movie and then we'll like do it for like a couple hours. But for the most part, it's like, we'll do an hour because that's the length of a 150 scroll, or like that's a few potions. And then once it's up, we're like, okay, peace. We're done with this. We're not going to re-up. Like, we'll come back to this later. So I've got a full set of training gear that we made. So I have purple and gold training gear on my weapons, all of my stuff. So that's either 10 or 11% bonus XP per piece per kill. Then I married Delta, like I had mentioned. So that's 10% when I wear the ring. Plus there's the 100% bonus for the event, plus 150% scroll. So it's a lot of it. Oh, and also there's another thing that I'm not sure you're aware of, Ark. When you are paired with one person, you get a 10% XP bonus.
I know.
So being in a group of two, that's another. So I have literally all of that going. And I sit in the middle like just a robot and chain things to me as fast as humanly possible while the DPS just blows everything up as quick as possible. So I reached CP. Well, I was in a trial earlier, but I believe when I signed off beforehand, I'm CP 1507 now. So I've gained like 100 and change during the event. So I'm not like going crazy in on it, but definitely efficient still. Which then kind of brings me, well, I guess ESO sort of related. I wanted to show this to anybody actually watching the video. This was shown during the reveal of Blackwood, and might show it pretty well. My Dwemer cube arrived.
I'm so jealous.
Which is the Dwemer puzzle cube that they had on the stream, and it's got the different constellations on each of the sides. It glows. It's not oppressively glowy. It's also battery operated, so you don't need to plug it in, which is kind of neat. Nice. Yeah, but it's I like it, and I was making the joke to which I appreciate Bethesda Gear responding to the tweet of somebody was asking like, oh, how much was it? Was it well made or whatever? And one of the notes that I will say is it is comically heavy. Whatever it's made out of is durable as hell, or at least it feels like it. Because that little cube, which is basically like, I don't know, it's about the size of my hand. That thing probably weighs about 2 to 3 pounds.
Oh, goodness me.
it is dense. It is a dense, well, maybe not quite 3 pounds, but it's dense is what I basically want to say. It is a dense thing. And it's really, really like, it doesn't have any give. Like, it feels like stone, even though it's clearly not. So I made the joke that it's great if anybody were to like break in, it would be a great defense object. And Bethesda Gear said that they were so pleased that I enjoyed, my item, and also that I had a new form of home protection, which I thought was pretty
hilarious.
Funny. But yeah, it's definitely, it's a really cool desk. It's not really a lamp, like it's not bright enough to be a lamp, but it looks really neat with like LED lighting and stuff like that if you have it on your desk, because it's just like a soft little glow. Really neat little thing. I like mine. But I guess we'll do what I accomplished and then end on my failures, because it wouldn't be a show without me screwing something up. And on the positive side of things, we decided on Wednesday, we got our Trifecta team back together, and we're like, all right, how fast, let's run the new ones. We're going to take a break from Depths of Malatar, even though we were down to the last 10% before we botched that Trifecta. So we're like, you know what? Nah, let's tackle these new ones. They seem very manageable. So let's jump in. This time I have, not only CP, but I have passive racial bonuses, which is even better. So we went in and we beat the Cauldron Trifecta in one pull, which was pretty handy.
Nice.
Yeah, we did it on our first try, which we were like, well, shit, that was awesome. That was what we expected to do for the night. We're like, let's try Soothing Summer Grotto. So we went into Soothing Summer Grotto, and we had two kind of hilarious deaths right at the start. One where the bull ran through my character and trampled one of the DPSs. Right, like on the first pull of the dungeon, I was like, well, I think we might have used up all our luck. And he was like, I didn't even think I needed to dodge. You were literally in between us. How did that happen? So we reset the dungeon. We go back in. We get to the Minotaur boss to start with. And we tried nuking him so hard that like the fight would just end. But the side effect was all of the salamanders backlogged and spawned all over the map all at the same time.
Oh my God.
So we had, I think, 8 salamanders, and they all like ran at me. So each salamander empowered the other salamanders, which empowered the boss. So he was like 8 times empowered.
They become practically immortals at that point.
They were super durable, and the best part was one of them bit somebody that wasn't me, and it did 62,000 damage. They're like, okay, can't survive that. So we went back in, and instead of trying to uber nuke the boss, we killed them as they showed up, and then killed the boss. And then we progressed on and actually did that trifecta on our third try. So we actually got both the trifectas to the new dungeons in an hour and 36 minutes total.
This is why we don't compete with you, man. This is stupid.
Stupid.
So we knocked those out.
Does that include the Black Drake secret stuff, or just
no? You get we knocked that, like, I've cleared that too. But you get your achievement for the dungeon and everything. The dungeon ends with the final boss. Yeah. So if you do your time trials, or all of that is unrelated to this guy.
Okay.
Because actually this isn't a unique strategy. Like, this is just what we did because we heard other people who were getting it in our guild doing it. Tackle the first secret boss so that you get the whiteout ability. Skip the next 2 bosses. Don't waste your time with them. It's not enough of a buff to wait, because the time you have to beat is 25 minutes. It's actually, you don't have a lot of room to spare in there. So yeah, we knocked out the first secret boss, skipped the other two, and just did the hard modes through there because the whiteout thing makes such a difference. It's it's great. That's really all there is to it. It's great. But I had to go back in, and I've done some other runs in there. I got actually every single achievement in the newest dungeon DLC.
Oh, nice.
So I have it at 100%. The reason I mean, other than that I like achievements, and everybody kind of knows that, the thing that was funny was the last 3 achievements I got in that were the kill achievements. Because we got the trifectas and all the other achievements so fast, I hadn't killed enough enemies in the dungeon to actually get them. And I was like, well, that was a first. So
wait, how are you getting kill achievements?
It's cumulative in dungeons.
Oh, okay. So
so you get dungeon ones are cumulative. So as long as you're in the dungeon group, like kill 40 watchers.
Right.
You just need to be in a group that kills 40 watchers.
Okay. Because I was gonna say
it's not like a last hit thing. Yeah, no. Because
if you were killing everything while also tanking stuff, I was gonna be pissed.
No, hell no, absolutely not.
And then you and I just might as well like completely stop playing this game if that's what he's been doing.
No,
we're just done.
I can't do that. I was gonna say that's beyond me. Because then tanks and healers would never get some of the more convoluted ones, like kill 800 spiders in Celine's web on Vet. It's like, okay, cool. I'll never do this. Or I need to respec to be a DPS to actually do it. So, but I did say that I didn't want to talk too much about how great the new dungeons were until I had played them a few times. I really think Black Drake Villa is one of the most creative dungeons. I really like that place. I also, after playing it a couple more times, the start of it's kind of a little forgettable, but I really like the end of the Cauldron. The boss fight that's not a boss fight with Lyrinth and the final hard mode, I think are really cool. So that dungeon ends really strong as well. So I definitely, I know some people have been like, oh, they're kind of easy. And I mean, we didn't struggle too hard with the trifectas, but like, I don't care about pain for pain's sake when it's just fun. And I think both of these new dungeons were incredibly well designed. They're actually probably both up there on my list of some of my favorite ones. And now I've run them a decent amount of times. So
yeah, they're not as painful as some other dungeons, but they are fun. And that's all that matters.
Yeah,
right.
That's
unfortunately though.
Exactly.
The final boss is not the memorable one for me in Cauldron. That freaking Ogrim.
The farty ogre?
Yeah, the one that farts in your face if you're the tank. Yep. That's just rude. That's just insulting.
Lego was not happy with that situation either.
No tank should be happy with that situation. You literally, like, that's literally a middle finger to us tanks. Who wakes up one day, oh, hey, we are designing the bosses today for the new dungeons, it's a new undertaking, and grabs their morning coffee, sits down at their PC and goes, I'm gonna make the boss fart in the tank's face.
I mean,
who does that?
According to Finn, Steven does that.
Right.
Steven,
that was it.
We need Steven on the show.
Yep.
Just so I can yell at him.
Yep. But yeah, I don't know. I'm very big fan of both of those dungeons. I thought they were super fun, super creative. Definitely. I think they're really good additions to the game. So, but this brings me to, the finale of kind of what I've done since the last show and why if anybody doesn't know, I constantly talk about how I loathe the concept of RNG, which would be randomness in drops for the most part, or randomness in mechanics or whatever. Probably one of the reasons I like the new dungeon is there's very little randomness. They're very calculatable. You can learn from them. My RNG has been comically trash getting gear currently. There is a new monster set that is very good. It's the one you get out of Soothing Summer Grotto. It gives a nice fire buff to people in your group.
I should get that as well.
Yeah, it looks great. I've run enough time. I've got all the helmets. Whatever. I want a medium one. That's the weight I like for my helmet. I have not changed off my 511 with the changing to everything. I like 511 still. So I have a nice medium helmet. Perfect trait. And I was like, well, got to go grab the shoulders. So I went to the shoulder vendor. The shoulder vendor is currently glitched visually. I don't know if this is on PC, but it's definitely on console. It will actually say the Baron's helmet and Lady Thorn's helmet, or shoulders, I mean. It doesn't, I don't know. It's just, for some reason, it says that Castle Thorn is the other dungeon on console. So the ones where you buy like the 5-key thing and it's like you can get this one or this one, and they're separated, but it's errored on, I don't know if it's universal, but it's errored on PS4 at least, where it says the wrong thing. It just says Castle Thorn and the Cauldron, and if you go to the Castle Thorn one, it just says Castle Thorn again. So theoretically there would be two.
Yeah,
it doesn't work like that. It's weird, but so this is, I would like to preface, I know it's not glitched, not because I got what I was looking for, but because my friends have told me that it drops the correct one. I, however, have wasted 87 keys and only gotten the same shoulder.
Oh my god.
I mean, I feel that because I've been there. That's why I don't do pledges anymore. I just make do with the shoulder pieces I have.
I have no choice. I need this set. I figured
I just wait until they show up in like Golden Wender by chance and just go by. Until then, I'm just gonna use my Earthgore and Bloodspawn. I don't care.
So, as of earlier today, I'm up to 87 keys that I have spent. 85 of them being the 5s. So I have a choice of either the Cauldron or Black Drake Villa. And I have rolled the Cauldron. How many would 5 go into 80?
16.
So 16 times I've rolled every single weight of the one from the Cauldron.
Oh my god.
Nope, wait. 8, yeah. No, I don't know.
That sounds right.
I can't math right now.
It's 8 a.m.
You know what it is? It's too many times to only roll the same fucking set. That's how many times it is. So then I had 2 keys left, and I was like, well, this can't really get any worse. I might as well just do 2 of the generic chests, to which I just got Zons anyways. And I was like, cool. I remember when I spent 101 keys trying to get Zons, and I couldn't get Zons, and I just got Zons with my random 2 keys. So, yeah. I still can't use that set, not from lack of effort, but because RNG hates me. And if that wasn't bad enough,
like, here's the thing. You remember how we were talking about rewards for clearing hard modes? If you clear the hard mode, at least you should be able to select like a shoulder piece that you want.
That'd be lovely. I would love that. That'd be great. Big fan of that. Would you like a helmet or a shoulder?
Yeah.
So the other thing I needed to do is, because Alkosh is no longer what you're using in pretty much anything for the most part.
What it got
at least
replaced
on cons.
with?
So for my trials team, they usually, if I'm main tanking, like in Cloud Rest specifically, which is what the reason I'm trying to reorganize specifically for Cloud Rest, but anything. In that situation, it's Gallenway and Yolakrin is ideal. So every time you successfully block, you empower up to a trials team worth of people. So they get 40% more damage on their light attacks for a set period of time.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. It's another strong set. But originally you wanted the extra penetration. Now you can reach penetration cap without having So Alkosh. The other situation that I have for certain situations, depending upon either whether I'm maintaining, off taking, whatever, is Worm Cult, which actually was a healer set originally.
Yeah.
That's another one because it helps with everybody's sustain. And for the most part, Eben actually isn't really needed in many situations anymore.
Because everyone's got like a lot of extra health.
Exactly. You already have all the extra health. So another 1,000 health, specifically in Cloud Rest pluses, you don't want everybody cranked up on health because then getting out of Baneful is harder. So you really don't want extra health. As is, I need to drive my health down to do Cloud Rest properly. So I have this but the thing is, for so long, I use Yolakrin for my body because it was heavy, and Alkosh was medium, so I always wanted,
jewelry,
weapons and jewelry. Well, now it doesn't matter because Gallenway is also heavy. So I'm like, oh, cool. Right. It's just whatever, heavy. Like, okay, easy peasy. Well, I started to run into an issue of realizing that my perfected versions I have don't really match too well. I have a lot of the same pieces and I wasn't really farming them because I already had, and I'm like, oh, this doesn't add up at all. Like I physically can't do this. I was like, well, can I do it with non-perfected? Nope, can't do that either. Don't have quite the pieces that fit to each other properly. So I'm like, I'm just missing something. And what I was missing is a necklace. I don't have a perfect Gallenway necklace. I don't have a perfect Yolakrin necklace. I don't have a normal Gallenway necklace. I don't have a normal necklace. I just don't have a necklace. I have no necklace. So I was like, okay, that's not great. So go into, I try to join for a couple Vet Sunspire runs. Wildly mixed results. A couple runs, the roster didn't fill. One run this morning, the game decided that our healer didn't deserve to heal, or the people in Ice Prison shouldn't be alive because they weren't allowed to be healed.
Oh, no.
And at first, we, as nicely as possible, blamed the healer. Like, okay, have you ever done this? And she was like, I literally just came out of a Vet Sunspire clear. I'm not an idiot. I know what I'm doing. This isn't my first time. We're like, oh no. And so she's doing it, and we turn around and look, and she's just doing everything right. And his health bar just goes, whoop, and he just explodes anyways. And we're like, well, that's not great. So we reset the instance. We go back in, exact same problem. We're like, maybe it's her. So we switch healers. Nope. Whoever's in those Ice Prison, they're just dead. There was just no fixing it. So we gave up because we couldn't beat Ice Prison. Like, I don't know how to do this. So it was a very strange error. I joined with a couple other runs, and so I've gone through and either gotten clears, and I've started offering a bounty on the thing where I will give people 10,000 gold if they just give me a Yolakrin necklace. It could be perfect. It could be normal. Just give me a necklace.
10,000 gold?
Yeah. Just it.
What kind of a bounty is that? That's like it's pocket change in here. So you have 15 million gold.
Are you calling him cheap?
I was going to say, offer people like proper gold
for a blue piece of jewelry. How much do you expect somebody to want to
supply and demand? Okay, you are in demand.
So apparently, I need to
charge you more, people. He has 15 million gold. If you're watching Tales of, if you're listening to Tales of Tamriel, if you run with Lotus and if you get the Yolna necklace, charge him like a 500,000 gold.
Oh my, you're the worst.
Look, man, you don't spend your money on anything. At least I'm gonna make someone's day. Don't take his 10k.
So either nobody's gotten it or they needed it for themselves.
Or maybe
they just were not okay with the 10k.
Yeah, you just offered
it's random chance whether I get it or not anyways. I'm part of the run. You should give it away for free.
No, but if you had offered like 100k, maybe someone would have been like, I mean, I need this, but not enough. And would have just gave you the ring.
No, I'd rather the 100k. I suppose. Oh my god, cheap pieces of crap. But yeah, so I don't have a necklace yet. So I have just this mess of a build. And on top of that, because I've started just keeping tallies of everything. I've run Vaults of Madness 17 times since the last show, trying to get a one-handed weapon so I could actually use Worm Cult. Nope, just nope. I know everybody in the runs that I'm on them with. So that's 4 drops at 17 runs, and nobody's gotten a one-handed weapon.
How has your RNG have been in the past week? God.
I can't complete any sets. I don't know what to do. Goodness. I can't run these sets anymore.
You are cursed. Look at it.
Yes.
Like, goodness me.
Yeah, I've had some rough times with getting the gear.
This is all happening since you race changed from North to Imperial. Just saying.
Well, you
have angered the gods. You have angered Shore. You have angered the unborn baby Talos.
All right, so maybe this is what it is. I got my racial passive bonus of 1% more gold, but it cost me my 1% to RNG, and my previous RNG was only 1%. So now I physically can't get anything I need. But yeah, so my failures are just countless amounts of me not getting any of the gear that I need for anything. So, I would really like to be able to finish some of these sets, but I actually need to start making sure that I do pledges so that I can get keys to even open chests. And I'm burning through, because I'm remaking all this stuff. Love the sticker book. Again, whoever the person / team was that was part of the team that came up with that, I am just able to go in and transmute this stuff. Oh my God, it's lovely. I love it. It's so great. Now, if I could only get those other items so that I could physically remake them, that would be also great.
No, I kind of want to just go and get every piece of stuff that you haven't been able to get in the past week in the next week. So next Tales, I can have some fun. This
is because I got the shield and didn't realize it, isn't it?
But I feel your pain with keys. At one point, I had, I think, 24 pirate skeleton shoulders.
Oh God!
Because I needed the taunt one. I forgot the name.
Yeah.
It just didn't. I just get pirate skellies. It's
Yeah.
I gave up on pledges then. Now I'm doing them because, like, sometimes on stream I don't have anything to do, so I do some pledges. But I don't know how many keys I have.
And the keys and stuff are nice. It's just like, but now that I need them, I would have figured originally, prior to the Zons incident and this incident, I was always sitting on like 200 keys. Not anymore. Now I'm like, oh man, I couldn't open a crate if I wanted to. I don't have any keys. So
yeah.
But yeah, so that's my adventures.
Good. You are getting what you deserved for deserting the Nords and turning Imperial. Imagine what would have happened if you have gone for something worse than Imperials. Wink, wink, high elves. It's
wink, wink.
You mean better than Imperials?
No.
Look,
yes.
No. I'm going to spitefully remember all this, Ark, because you were talking about getting your new Imperial furnishings.
Yeah.
My Imperial brethren will remember this. We'll see what you get. I'll give you 1 Imperial rug, and that's all you get.
Wow. I see how it is. I'll just go with my rough Nord rustic stuff then. I don't care.
But yep. So that's pretty much my conclusion.
All right, well then that brings us to the end of our show. We are at the 2-hour mark. Ideal length, I would say.
Yeah, I guess it's not a long or a short 2 hours. It's just a 2 hours.
Yeah, it's just 2 hours. We are slowly calibrating towards actual 2-hour episodes.
Yep.
But I feel like if we went any further, we would lose Pixie anyway. I know Lotus hasn't slept much in the past entire week because he's been having nightmares of Undaunted Keys. Just waking up in the middle of the night. No, not the Cauldron. The other one.
No more. Why isn't it soothing anymore?
But yeah, all right. So Lotus, where can people find you?
So I am LotusOfDoom on Twitch and Twitter and in game. Also, each Thursday, you can find me over with Robots Radio recording the Elder Scrolls Lorecast. If the lore side of things is something you would be interested in as well, that's another weekly podcast that we do over there where we actually try to stick to 1 hour. It's almost like we're starting to get these organization things down better.
All right, Pixie.
You can find me at twitch.tv/HyperPixie Gaming and on Twitter at HyperPixie Games.
There you go, folks. Both of these people are amazing. They play a lot of Elder Scrolls Online, and Lotus also plays a lot of the classic Elder Scrolls games. Definitely go check them out. They're live a whole bunch, and they do great content. As for the podcast and everything else, you can find all those over at dungeoncrawlernetwork.com. That includes our links to social media like Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, Discord. We are streaming over at Arkaniir's Quest now for the Twitch side of things. We've changed the name of the DCN channel to have a more personal touch to the streaming side of things. So that is ARKHANIIRS Quest. Be sure to check out our Patreon at patreon.com/dungeoncrawlernetwork if you want to help support the show and keep the metaphorical torches lit. You can also leave us a 5-star review on iTunes so people know that we're a real podcast, that we say real words and sometimes they matter. Thank you to everyone who joined us live, keeping us company and supporting us over at Twitch as well. Much appreciated. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Tales of Tamriel. We will see you all next week. Have a great night, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
See you later.
When Akatosh slew Lorcan, he ripped his heart right out. He hurled it across Tamriel, and the heart was heard to shout, red diamond, the heart and soul of men. Red diamond, protect us till the end. The laughing heart sprayed blood afar, a gout on Seer it fell, and like a dart shot to its mark down in an alien well. Magica fused the Lorcan blood to crystal red and strong. Then wild elves cut and polished it down to Chimel at a ball. Red diamond, the heart and soul of men. Red diamond, protect us till the end. When elves lost Nirn to men, Akatosh gave the stone to Saint Alesh in token of her right to sit the throne. Red diamond, the heart and soul of men. Red diamond, protect us till the end. Red diamond, protect us till the end.